All right, so welcome back, traders. We're going to be looking at Euro USD, and you always know we start on the higher time frame. So I want you to see what my bias is. My bias overall is long. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you that from the beginning, and I'm going to show you why. I'm not going to just look at the candles here and just say, hey, it's starting to form higher highs and higher lows. I'm going to give you some reasoning why I look at the news and the reason why it's an uptrend before we actually go ahead and take the trade. And that's important. So before we do that, now I'm going to look at the higher time frame. I'm on the weekly, and you guys know that I love to see where am I at above all of the noise. So if I go ahead and scroll out from where price had began back in 2015, you can see that this low here was back in 2022 September, and it started to make higher highs. And although we were in a downtrend, it started to make higher highs, and it broke past the neck, which means that we're officially in an uptrend. So I'm going to go ahead and get my triangle here. So where we're at here, this is a significant level, right? So look at this area right here where price has bounced off and went to the upside. So this is a key level, and I can pull this all the way across and it will show us that this is a key level. So now let's go ahead and zoom in. I'm looking at the daily here, and so we're starting to make higher highs and higher lows. So the reasoning why first is that the euro, we know that this low happened because the euro was starting to depreciate. The value of the euro was starting to tank here. And the reason why is because of the conflict of the Ukraine and the Russia war. And although it's still going on, we still see that the euro is starting to rise. Now, why is that? And it's simply because of the aggressiveness of the European Central Bank, and then the United States dollar is becoming less attractive because of the interest rates are starting to die down. So when you have that combination of the two, the euro is naturally going to rise against the United States dollar. And that's why we're making higher highs and higher lows, higher highs and higher lows, which is the ingredient for an uptrend. So now that we know why we're in an uptrend, now we know how to trade it, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and zoom in a bit and see exactly what we're gonna do. So first you wanna go ahead and draw your trend line here, and you wanna make sure you touch your points here. All right, and that is very important here. So you want to trap your higher lows, and so that which brings us here to what price is going to do. Now, oftentimes in the academy, we like to clone this here and kind of trap it at the higher highs as well, and that way we have a channel, and it kind of gives us an idea of where price may go to the highs and where price may go to the lows. So now that we have that, I can see that we're in an uptrend, and it's safer to buy in an uptrend than it is to sell. Now you can counter trend trade, but it's a bit riskier. And the reason why is because when price goes up in an uptrend, it usually push up longer than it pull back, right? So we have these small pullbacks, but we have higher push-ups, right? So we have higher highs that are a lot more frequent than our higher lows. So it's safer to, even if you got in right now, for example, and you bought and price goes against you and you held it for a few days, maybe a few weeks, you're still going to come out profitable because you're in an uptrend. So that's the idea. But for those who are swing traders or long-term traders, where price is currently at now, you can buy, but it's not at the best price. And if you buy now, I would suggest buying at a low lot size, because I think that price may come back and retest this trend line. And where is this at here? If we go ahead and get our horizontal line here, and if it comes and retests this line here, this is our previous resistance. So in an uptrend, we have previous resistance and it becomes our future support. So it broke that resistance here and then it will come down to support. Now, one or two things, price may not come back and retest this support or this trend line. It may continue to the upside, right? Because remember, in an uptrend, we have more pushes to the upside than to the downside. And so that's where my long-term traders come in. So that's why I would say that if you're a long-term trader, a swing trader, or a position trader, meaning that if you're in a trade for a few weeks, maybe even a few months, or even a few days, you can go ahead and enter with a low lot size. You're not entering at the best price, but you can go in at the low lot size so that if price goes against you, you know that it's going to come back and at least test this now support zone. Now this, from where price is currently at to where the support zone is about 100 pips. So we always tell our traders to risk no more than 1 or 2% of your trading account size balance so that you can live to trade another day. You don't want to trade recklessly. But if you're an intraday trader or if you're more safe, you don't want to get in right now. I would suggest for you to wait for price to come back and pull back to the support, which may or may not happen. But if it does, I will pull the trigger at this area. So at that particular price is at 1.06983-ish. So anywhere within that area, if you see it coming back to retest this area, I think that's a safe zone to pull the trigger for a buy. All right. Now, if you're a long-term trader, I think that price will continue this uptrend for quite a while. Right. So if I go ahead and zoom out and fix my chart, I can give you some areas in which I think price will go, and you should be safe. So from where price is currently at here now to this next zone here, that's about 282 pips. Now, if I'm looking at these candles, I'm on the daily candle, that can very well take about 2 to 3 to 4 weeks. So anywhere between 2 to 4 weeks, I think that can happen. But if you're a long-term trader and you're also trading other pairs, that's nothing for you. I do it all the time, where I would stay in a swing trade or a position trade for a month or so while I'm doing other things such as swing trading or even scalping or intraday trading, depending on what's going on, because we also trade with our academy and provide signals that we trade as well. So there's often times where I'm in 6 or 7 different trades doing different things at the same time because of where it's at. So, for example, what I would do is for Euro USD, I would go ahead and enter right now. Then I will put a buy limit where this support zone is for another lot size. And then I would enter another trade that we put in inside of our academy where we put our signals in for maybe an intraday trade or for a scalp. And where you can actually start making lots of money that way. So that's one way you can start building up your account. Now, if you are starting with a low balance account, and a low account size is different for different people. So, it can be $100, $200, $300, whatever. What we did and what I did when I was first starting off is I would fund that account, but I would actually demo trade often with the account size that I desired. So if I desired to have $5,000 in my account, all I would do is every time I would have extra money, or if I get paid from my 9-to-5 job, I will put in about $100 to $150 every single paycheck, and I would fund my live account, but don't touch it until I got to that $5,000. And when that $5,000 hit, then I would trade it because I've been used to trading that $5,000 in my demo account. So I would use that account as a savings account instead of putting it in my savings account at the bank, making 0.01%. I was actually holding it in my trading account, waiting to trade it. So I was sharpening my skills as a trader at that time. So that's just one way you can actually do that. So I would do a take profit here again at this level. So you can go ahead and mark about 1.10767. So just a disclaimer, this is just the way I'm looking at the market with heavy research and knowledge and years of trading. You don't have to take this trade, but this is just my outlook. I want you guys to share your outlook as well. But I do believe that once it hit that area, it will continue to go up. But news can trade that. So if there's more conflict in Europe that can affect this, or the European Central Bank, when there's different things going on, that's why news is king above looking at simply candles. So I determined this uptrend because of looking at the European Central Bank and because of the slowing down of the United States dollar. That's how I trade. And then I use price action and market structure to do the rest. I don't just trade simply on price action and market structure, but I look at news. Another thing you want to do before you even enter this trade is go to forexfactory.com or wherever you see your news at, and you want to see what's going to happen, right? So for today is January 17th. I don't see anything for euro and United States dollar that is red. And remember, red or orange is high impact or medium impact news. So I'm looking for that. But tomorrow on January 18th, I have heavy news for the United States dollar, and it says the core PPI, and that's a pretty good news that can actually move the United States dollar. So what we see here for forecast is that simply means that they're predicting that it will be a 0.1% increase for the PPI report. Now, let's say the actual comes out. It comes out at 6:30 my time, which is 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So at 8:30, and it comes out higher than what they forecasted. Let's say it comes out at 0.2%, for example, then that will increase the United States dollar. So if we're looking at this trade, price, you can say that price will start to drop. So I know that sounds very confusing for new traders, where you're saying, well, how could the United States dollar increase, but the Euro USD drop? And the reason why is because the United States dollar in this pair is the quote. So for what I mean by that is the United States dollar is to the right of euro. So it's the quote. So if price drop, that means that the United States dollar is increasing against the euro. If the price goes up, that means that the United States dollar is decreasing against the euro and the euro is gaining strength. Now, if this was reversed and let's say the USD was the base or was on the left side and price goes up, then that means that the United States dollars is gaining strength. So these are some things that we teach in our academy. And I know these are basics. So some of you viewers may not understand it and some of you may, but we like to make sure that we explain it to everybody because everybody is at different levels. And we make sure that we talk in very simple terms so that you can understand. So that is my analysis for Euro USD. Overall, I am still bullish until some major news come out, until interest rates comes out, or things like that actually moves the market at least temporarily for the day or two, or maybe for the week. My bias is still bullish here, so still to the upside because it needs to attract more buyers, right? And it has all of this area up here that it needs to fill that it did in the past. Okay, so it's just like when you are in a grocery store and you're looking to buy some eggs and it goes all the way on sale and it's down here and price comes all the way down here and it's at a good price, right? It brings in buyers. So more people start to buy because it's cheaper. And as the price goes up and rise, it needs to continue to get buyers until it gets to a point where it exhausts itself. And so that's when supply and demand comes into place. So when it exhausts itself and price is too high, then it needs to bring in sellers. So it starts to drop again and bring more people into the market so that they can start affording those eggs again. This is the exact same concept, right? We're in the Forex market, just like a grocery market, just like the housing market, same concept. If you need to bring in buyers, you need to bring price down. If you need to bring sellers, then the price needs to be up and you need to drop it down. So same concept, guys. So I hope you guys learned something. Let me know what you think about my Euro USD analysis. I love to hear about that. If you're going to go short or long, please let me know as well. Like I said, if you're very conservative, I will wait for the pullback to the trend line before you go ahead and buy. If you're a long-term trader, you can put in a lot size now for a buy, and then another buy limit at this particular support zone here. But like I said, disclaimer, this is my analysis. This is how I view the market. This is how I trade it. It's up to you if you want to trade it or not. And so guys, let me know. And if you are a struggling trader, we currently have $400 off of our lifetime membership. So lifetime means that you can get to it whenever you want. You're going to be with us forever, regardless, right? Where we drop signals, we trade live, but ultimately we want to put the trading steering wheel in your hand where you can actually trade on your own and don't have to worry about signals and people teaching you how to trade. You want to be a trader on your own and become very profitable so you can have supplemental income or you can replace your 9 to 5, whatever your goal is. Our goal is to help you trade on your own and not rely on us. So we just give you the tools to help you when we trade live and when we drop signals to get you off. But we want you guys to study the material, take over the strategies that we've tried and tested hundreds and even thousands of times and adopt it and journal your trades over and over again. And so that's the ingredients for you being profitable is consistency, doing the right things over and over again, even when you don't want to the point where it becomes automatic. So guys, that's it. That's my analysis. I'm Brian Horton with BK Trading Academy, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.